Welcome back to Trapani's Choice, episode 20. Your host, Nick Trapani. We did it. We made it to episode number 20. I can't believe it. It feels like it's taken a lifetime to get to this stage, and to show a little bit of appreciation for all the support, all the messages, all the time you've watched. I want to do something special for you guys in this episode, and I want to give back a little bit of my knowledge. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking a little bit about my massage business and some tips into setting up the business. Now, I'm going to relate it back to massage, but any of these points really can relate to any type of business that you might be doing. First of all, you need to know what type of business you're going to be making. So for me, as I said, it's a massage business, but let's be specific. So I'm a remedial therapist, and I also have myotherapist as well. So we don't do Thai massage, for example. We don't do full body massage. My business is specifically an injury-based treatment. So yes, you can come in for a general massage on an area. We don't do full body. We're very specific on the areas that we work. So that automatically, that establishment of what we do differentiates us from someone else. So why would someone come in for a treatment with me and my staff? That's the number one point. This was a very important step to take, because even when I was basically starting off and working in other clinics and for other places, I was doing full body massage. I was doing different things. Now, when I changed up to only doing specific areas, and what I mean by that is you might come in with migraines, you've got problems in your shoulders, you've been sitting at a desk all day, especially in lockdown, people are working from home, so you don't have the perfect desk set up. So we're not going to be treating your feet, we're not going to be treating your legs. What we're going to be treating is the muscles that are affected by this, so that we can give you a full hour treatment on these specific areas. What this does now is change the treatment completely to it being a very specific thing for you. Whereas if you come in for a full body treatment, you're wasting time on working on the legs and everything like that, brushing through so fast to try and get to the areas that you need, and then you're not going to get enough time working on the neck. Now, this separates us from other people. So now you're getting that really specific, exactly what the business is for. Now, if you're putting this into something else, you need to work out why. So, for example, I also could have, at the time when I was setting up my business, I was heavily into Muay Thai kickboxing. I could then say specifically that I'm only treating, anyone in that industry, whether it be, some form of fighting, boxing, anything. Like, I can make it even more specific again. But what I wanted to do was create a business that was for people who were into fitness, but also for those day-to-day things like working at a desk and everything like that. So I really am specific in it is an injury-based treatment. We don't do the full body. And that's how I narrow it down to making sure that when people come in for a treatment with us, they know what they're getting, and it separates me from others. And that's what you need to do. You need to work out exactly what your business is. And this takes time, and sometimes can be done through trial and error. So, you might be going down a path of what you think it might be, and it's okay to reevaluate in 12 months' time, 6 months' time, and narrow it down, make it more refined. You have time to do this when setting up a business. If things aren't working out exactly how you want, go back, go through a business plan and work out what you need to change to narrow that down. The more narrow you can be in that field sometimes can be a really good thing, because then you are the expert in that field. Now, this is a very important one, is working out your business name. Very important, because it's going to be absolutely everywhere. It's going to be on your signage if you have it. It's going to be on business cards. The one thing that I really suggest with this one is that it needs to be something that people can remember easily. So, for example, if you're out and you're at a bar, restaurant, everywhere you're networking. Now, when you have a business, everything you do is about the business. So you might be at a party, a house gathering, whatever it may be, and you're talking to someone, and for some reason you don't have your business cards on you. You need to be able to tell people your business name so they can Google you after you leave. Now, it can't be something absolutely, ridiculously long that people aren't going to remember. It needs to be short, smart. Now, mine is a little bit longer, but I believe that even if you just remember Northern Massage, you're going to find me. So the business name is Northern Massage and my therapy clinic. But it is, I believe, straight to the point. And if you just typed in Northern Massage, we're coming up. That's all they need to remember. So make sure that it is also compatible with having the website. So the website needs to be an easy one as well, because if they can't remember the business name, they have to remember the website. So make sure that you keep that in mind when you're thinking of a name. It is very important. It's almost harder than naming a child. Your business is your baby, so you want to make sure that name is something that you really put a lot of thought into. But remember, once again, as I said in the previous question, this is something that can be narrowed down over time as well. So nothing's locked in. You can change business names. Once again, it just might cost a small fee. And, when you are setting up businesses, you are set as a sole trader and whatnot. So it might just be a small fee on the databasing systems to change that. So keep that in mind when creating a name. Now, this is one that you really need to do your homework on. For me, I have to be part of an association. So in the massage industry, I know in particular that we have bodies that are in place that you can make sure that someone's giving you the right treatment. So if you are unsure of something, there are, and what I spoke about earlier, there are associations, and I'm sure there's plenty of forums that you can go to make sure that someone's doing the right thing for massage in particular. And I guess that goes across any form of business. There will be unions and things in place so that you make sure that things are done correctly. Now, massage in particular is one of those industries where you're going to build up a trust straight away with your client and provide them the correct care that they need. But if you feel like you haven't been treated the correct way, I know I'm part of an association. AAMT is the association I'm with, and there are several different associations through every state in Australia, and that being worldwide, really, depending on what country you are in, they are going to have associations that you will need to be part of. So this really keeps our industry very structured and make sure that people are doing the right thing. Now, we have to do a certain amount of educational points when you are part of association. So once again, going back to the point of establishing exactly what the business is and the reason why we differ from, say, those Thai massage places that I was talking about earlier, was anyone can set up a massage business. You don't need to be qualified. It's crazy, I know. You could set up a business tomorrow and start providing a massage service. The difference between going through someone that's qualified like I am is they are part of an association. Therefore, they have to have a certain amount of education, and they're going to be doing follow-up educational training. So plus, like we spoke about, then you have insurance. So if you went to a massage place that had never done a course, never done anything, they're just doing massage, if something goes wrong and they injure you, you cannot do anything about it because they probably don't have insurance, they aren't part of an association, and that's where things go wrong. There is a need for all types of massage, I guess, but really do your homework in where you're going if you have injuries that you want treated, because if they are not part of any of these associations or insurance, you are going to have a problem on your hand if things go wrong. The association also help you point you in the right directions for insurance, because we have to have insurance to be part of the association as well. So when setting up the massage business, once you are fully qualified, you then apply to be part of the association. The association will then say you need to have insurance too. So once you can send that certificate of currency to the association, then they start the process. So you can't put that process through until you have that certificate of currency. So it was a little bit easier for me to find the correct insurer because the association put me on to the company that I'm with now. But if you have to for another company, make sure you do your homework on what companies you are using. There's quite a different range of companies out there. So, you really want to be doing your homework. Make sure you're covered for more than what you think will go wrong. This is the most important thing, because if something does go wrong, or if someone tries to sue you or something, anything, God forbid, you want to make sure that you're covered for far more than what you think you would. It's better to be over covered with insurance, I believe. This is one thing that even in life, anything goes wrong, people can get through trusts, they can get through companies, they can get through anything. But if you have great insurance and you are covered for a good amount, that's where you will be saved. Work out what your budget is early. And really what I did is I did all the math of what my rent was going to cost for the time that I had put in for my contract. So I had signed a 2-year contract with the option of another 3 years after that. And my sums were done with me not seeing a single client. Worst case scenario of how much money I would lose in this process. So it is always a gamble when starting up a business. But I believe if you are able to provide a great service and people are happy to come back to you, then you are going to go somewhere. So look, really work out what that budget is going to be. Whatever it may be, it can be a very small amount. You just need to work out. Remember, I didn't have a huge budget. I started off with maybe 200 business cards, and I would hand them out to people. And when someone would buy a treatment that was from that business card, it paid off. So I worked out I only needed 3 people to buy or to come to me for a massage that made it worth my while of buying those cards. I was then ahead. That was a mobile business that I didn't have overheads. So then when I went into having a clinic, it was, all right, well, how many people do I need to come in a week to pay that rent? So you need to work out your budgets, and these change as the time goes on, but really minimal in the beginning. Know your competitors, know who's around you. I remember very early on, I went to get another treatment from an osteo that was near my clinic when I very first opened. And I was talking to her and she knew everyone in the area. Once again, it's going back to that first question of what my treatment is, because there were a lot of Chinese and Thai massage clinics open near me. Now, that didn't affect me. As I told you, I had a completely different model for what my business was and what my setup was. So really, I wasn't threatened by the Thai massage clinics that were open. But I needed to know when other clinics were opening up around me, because in my area, there wasn't at that stage anything like what I was doing. And when I had one of the health funds come out and look at my clinic, he told me that I was on a gold mine because there was no one in that area. Now, people have moved in since then because they see that a business is successful, and I need to know who my competitors are. And every time I think of that osteo that knew everyone in the area. So you constantly need to. And it's okay to go get a treatment off them to see what they're doing, what they're providing. Introduce yourself. Remember, we're all here for the same reason, to put food on the table for our families. So there's no need to be nasty or anything like that. I've dealt with people who are quite nasty in the field, but that's going to affect their business because people will find out what they're like and who they really are. So if you stay true to who you are and what your business is, you don't need to worry about any of that other bullshit that goes on. Just stay true to your business and your clients and make sure that they're happy and they know that you're a good person, you're in it for the right reasons. So you have to know how you're going to reach your target audience. When I first started, social media wasn't a big thing. One thing that comedy and this podcasting thing has taught me is to put yourself out there. The more people can see how real you are and how real your business is and whether or not you've got staff or whatnot, who they are and the premise, it makes a massive difference. So you can really use the strength of social media to get your business out there to people, for people to know who you are with tags and whatnot. When I first started, there wasn't that. So that's why we used the flyers, the drop-offs, the letterbox drop-offs, knocking on doors, handing out cards. Face-to-face, I believe, is still the best thing. So if you can go to gyms and whatnot and speak to the owners, even offer them treatments, then it's going to make a big difference for your business. So get them in, maybe, offer them a treatment, discounted, whatever it may be, because what you got to realize is they're now ambassadors for your business. So give them a great treatment. But the way that I look at every client as well is someone that's going to give your business a good name. So one thing I learned very early on is if you could give 110% to every client, so when you sit down with them and you go through that history form with them, you really listen to what their needs are and you provide that. Now, you're not going to be able to do it for every single client. There's always going to be someone that may be unhappy with the treatment because they're used to getting it a very particular way and your way might be a little bit different. But that's okay. But so long as you give your best and your all, and I believe if you can help them with the issues that they're coming in with, they're going to tell a range of people. And that is also advertising for your business. So really give your all. I remember I was working at a clinic and I was treating one of the owner's clients because he couldn't fit him in. So he fit him in with me, and all I did was listen to this client. I provided for their needs of what they wanted their treatment for, which the owner had gotten complacent in their treatment for this person. Now with that, when I set up my own business, this person then followed me. Now, I don't like the idea of stealing clients or whatnot, but I guess in this industry, people want to stick with who they're comfortable with. And if they ask where you're going or what you're doing, I believe that's okay. This person referred probably 50 people to me because I was providing the right treatment for what they needed. So remember that you need to listen. And if you can't do an area, so if you've told someone that you're going to do neck, shoulders, and down the arms and into the hands, if that's what they're doing, you need to explain, if you don't go into the hands, of why you didn't. Maybe you ran out of time. Maybe you wanted to spend more time on a specific thing, but you need to explain that because otherwise people feel like you didn't give them the right treatment. But make sure you are using that social media. You're getting on there. You're doing videos. You're showing people who you are, and that's how you will hit them the best these days. That's the best thing about social media. Now, I hope these have given you a little bit of an insight into the setup of my business, and it helps you setting up your business. One point that I want to make is really do your homework on the area that you're doing as well, because like I spoke about your competitors and everything, if there are far too many people in that area that are doing what you're doing, it's going to be hard to break that of why people would come to you. Doesn't mean you don't offer a better service. They're just used to going to where they're used to going. So really do your homework on the building it may be, or the area that you're doing. And good luck, guys, in setting up your massage business, because mine has been an absolute joy to have over the last 7 years. And I'm so proud of my staff and everyone that's been involved in my business. It's been an absolute journey. And I wanted to put this out there as a little bit of a celebration to the 7 years that I've had at Northern Massage and Myotherapy Clinic in Preston. And I hope that the future holds many more years of offering the service that we offer. So thanks for watching. This has been Trapani's Choice, episode number 20. And don't forget, guys, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also find all of our unplugged material on Trapani's Choice Instagram.